Hello, everyone. Welcome to 30 Days of Irish Whiskey. I'm Jack Bigadoo, also known as the Hood Sommelier. Like my shirt, I tag it right here if you want to try it. It's pretty cool. I found it on the shop here on YouTube. Anyway, today we're going to talk about oddballs, right? So we went through, I'll tag it here, one of the lessons that said Irish whiskey can only be made in Ireland. Same way as most whiskey in the world. Location, rules of the country matters. Bourbon, same thing. Scotch, same thing. It depends on location. Bourbon can be made in America. Scotch can only be made in Scotland. But what if there was a brand that was doing everything but like one type of whiskey, but was just not located in that country, so can never call it by the denomination of the whiskey? What am I talking about? I'm talking about this small distillery owned by a husband and wife in Colorado. I know, this is an oddball. I thought this was 30 Days of Irish Whiskey, you may ask. It is. This brand really honor the way that Irish whiskey is made. Now, if you're in America, it's weird that you hear that a whiskey is made as a single pot whiskey. That's more in Irish whiskey that you find that. But Patrick and Megan Miller has decided they love the style in which Irish whiskey is made. They want to make sure that they honor that style by the way they make their whiskey. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Talanoa Distillery. So Talanoa Distillery for me is one of those distillery that really honor the tradition of Irish whiskey making. Pot still, right? Triple distill, pot still, triple distill. And just to put a twist in there, they actually add virgin oak. This expression that they have is their single pot still, and it is triple distill, like I said, from malted and unmalted barley, 43% ABV, but they can never call it Irish whiskey because it's made right here in Colorado. But I'm very curious. If Irish whiskey was being made in Colorado, what would that taste like? Ask no further. Talanoa want to answer that question for you. So let's try it. So this is a minimum of 3 years old as a whiskey. It's 43% ABV. Like I say, it's Patrick and Megan. And let's see what the whiskey is about. All right. Now, unlike most Irish whiskey that I've tried so far, fragrance wise on the nose is very bold, like maple, immediately like very like brown sugar. It's very sweet on the nose right away, but also some dark note immediately of cocoa and something else that I cannot pick up. Marzipan? Yeah, almondy, so like marzipan. But I feel it's pretentious to say marzipan. Anyway, cheers to Irish whiskey made in Colorado. Let's see. Honestly, I don't know if it's the virgin oak. I really like I really like the flavors. Sweet brown sugar in front. Mid palate, there's nothing happening. I think that's what is throwing me off. Mid palate, there's nothing happening. But there's this nice gingery spice that layers as you go. Right? There's this nice gingery spice that layers as you go. I actually like it because it's very soft. That's so not American when we actually drink whiskey, right? We are abrasive, we're aggressive with that. That virgin oak, I think, is giving it that nice spice, but he also tastes a little young. And when people ask me what does that taste like when I say young, it's almost like if I can kind of taste a little bit of the grain, it tells me it's a little young. Now, mind you, I've had this bottle for over 2 years, a year and a half, almost 2 years. So their new expressions are probably older, but what I have in front of me here is that 3 years old, so I'm sure it got a little older. But the profile itself, the softness, the sweet caramel note, the ginger, it's almost like I want it at a higher proof, and I want it like 3 years or 2 years older to see what's that. But second sip. I cannot get over how soft and slick it is. How not abrasive at all it is. I just wish there was more happening in the mid palate. I may need to reach out to Tal Noir to see what that looks like a year or two later. But here, the only way we can call this whiskey, we can never call this whiskey Irish whiskey. We can call it American single pot still. So this was a little bit of Ireland in America, the little state of Colorado. The magic word of the day is Colorado. Until next time,